Hello and welcome. In your music learning journey, you may have come across notes with dots in front of them. A dotted whole note, a dotted half note, or a dotted quarter note. One question you may ask yourself is, what are they? How do we play these notes? Something to remember is that while we learned the notes and their values, we saw a whole note which had 4 beats, a half note that had 2 beats, a quarter note that had 1 beat, an eighth note with a half beat, and a 16th note with a quarter beat value. But what if we need a note with 3 beats, or 6 beats, or 1.5 beats? What notes are we going to use? This is exactly what we are going to learn today. Dotted notes. A simple rule to remember is a dot adds half the value of the note to the note. There are 3 simple steps to follow when having a dotted note. Step 1. Identify the value of the note having the dot. Step 2. Find out what half the value of the note is. Remember, this value represents the dot. Step 3. Add the value of the dot to the value of the note. The total value will be played and counted as a single note. Let us see practical examples. A dotted half note. Step 1. How many beats does a half note have? The answer is 2. Step 2. What is half value of a half note? The answer is 1 bit. So this 1 represents the value of a dot. Step 3. Add that 1 bit to the 2 bits of a note and the total will be 3. So a dotted half note will have 3 bits. This applies to all other notes. Example 2. A dotted whole note. Same steps will be followed. Step 1. How many beats does a whole note have? The answer is 4 beats. Step 2. What is half of 4 beats? The answer is 2 beats. So these 2 beats represent the value of a dot. And step 3. Add the 2 beats to the 4 beats representing the whole note. And the total will now be 6 beats. So a dotted whole note will have 6 beats. The 6 beats will now be played as a single note. A dotted quarter note will have 1 value of the beat plus half of 1, which is half, meaning a dotted quarter note will have 1.5 beats. It is also possible to find notes with 2 dots, a double dotted note. With this, the same rule applies. One thing to note is that now the second dot will add half the value of the first dot to the note. What does this mean? Take an example of a double dotted whole note. In this case, the first dot will add 2 beats to the whole note. The second dot will add half the value of the 2 beats, which is 1 bit. So the second dot here represents a 1 bit value, which is half of the first bit. So now a double dotted whole note will have 7 beats. The note itself will have 4 beats plus the 2 bits for the first dot and half the value of the first dot, which is 1 bit, that adds to 7 bits. This applies to all double dotted notes. Another symbol, called a tie, can be used to achieve the function of a dotted note. A tie is a curved line that connects two notes of the same pitch. Two notes connected by a tie will have their rhythmic value combined together and played as if they were one. The value of the second note is added to the first note. Note that a tie can only be placed on two adjacent notes of the same pitch. For example, if we tie a quarter note to a half note, we get a note that lasts 3 beats, which is same as a dotted half note. Likewise, if we tie a half note to a whole note, we get a note that lasts 6 beats, which is the same as a dotted whole note. However, a tie should not be confused with another similar symbol. When a symbol that looks like a tie but connecting two or more notes of different pitches, it is called a slur. This symbol means the notes should be played as smoothly as possible with no space in between. For instance, in the figure below, the symbol used is a slur, not a tie. Now let's move to the next part, the beat, meter, or time signature. Have you ever tapped your feet or clapped your hands every time you hear your favorite music? And have you figured out that your tapping pattern repeats again and again? This is what we call a beat. So, when we tap our feet or clap our hands, we are following the beat of the music. That beat is what we call the meter. And in written music, that is called the song's time signature. Before getting further, let us look at two important elements, a bar or measure and bar lines. A bar line is a vertical line that divides a piece of music into subdivisions of equal measures. These are called bars or measures. They make reading sheet music much easier by making it possible to only process a little bit of music at a time with an improved focus. Consider the example below. Playing the given rhythm may seem to be so complicated, since we have to keep track of every note that has been played to avoid playing any note for the second time, and we also have to make sure that we do not miss any note. However, we can divide the entire rhythm into portions of equal measures to help us process these shorter pieces at a time. So, let us divide the previous rhythm into equal measures of, say, 4 beats, inserting a bar line after every 4 beats. This will be as follows. Let us indicate at the beginning of the rhythm that we need measures or divisions of 4 beats value. So now let's deal with just the top number, the 4. We need to have 4 beats in every measure. Now, let us start and add a bar line after every 4 beats. Our 4 is there. A whole note. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bar line. 2 half notes. 1, 2. Another 1, 2. Those are 4. Bar line. 1, 1, 1, 2. Those are 4. Another bar line. 1, 1, 1, 1, 4. Bar line. 1, 2, 1, 2, total is 4, another bar line, 1, 2, 3, 4, double bar lines. Now, I have kept double bar lines to indicate that this is the end of our rhythm. There are different types of bar lines. We will discuss this in detail in the coming topics. But for now, let us just keep in mind that to indicate the end of a rhythm or the end of a tune or a song, we will have a double bar lines, something very important to note. Coming back to our rhythm, as you can notice now, the whole rhythm seems to be a little more simplified because now we will be dealing with these shorter sections of music or notes instead of looking at every individual note and keeping track of every note from the beginning to the end of the rhythm or the music. As seen, it is now easier to play the rhythm in these divisions than before. Playing notes without time signature and bar lines can impair our ability to count and keep track of the notes, especially for longer pieces of music. Moving back to the time signature, we only saw the value of the top number, the 4, but this time signature reads 4, 4. So the 4, as seen from the previous example, shows how many beats there should be in every measure. We've seen that by dividing every measure into 4 equal beats. So the top number in the time signature indicates the number of beats in every measure or bar. What about the bottom number? Connecting back to the values of notes, a note with 1 beat value is a quarter note. So the 4 bottom number in the time signature indicates the value of a quarter note. The same applies to other time signatures. So having a time signature of 3, 4, the top number indicates the number of beats in every bar, which is 3 beats, while the bottom number, the 4, indicates the value of notes the beats receive. So these 3 beats are of quarter note value. 3 quarter notes in every bar. That being the case, you will find other time signatures like 4-2, 2-2, 6-8, 9-8. Just keep in mind that whenever you see a time signature indicated at the beginning of the music stuff or a rhythm, the top number indicates the number of beats in every bar and the bottom number indicates the value of every beat. So in 4-2 time signature, you will have 4 half notes in every bar. In 6-8 time signature, you will have 6 eighth notes in every bar. Furthermore, when a time signature is introduced, the counting of beats in every bar should add to the total value of beats indicated in the time signature. What does that mean? Referring to our previous rhythm, if we were to clap the rhythm without the time signature, we would have counted the notes based on the total value of every individual note. So counting 1, 2, 3, 4 whenever we have a whole note, and counting 1, 2, 1, 2 whenever we have two adjacent half notes, or 1, 1, 1, 1 whenever we have quarter notes. For instance, this is how we would have counted our first rhythm when we did not have the time signature indicated at the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, since we have indicated the time signature at the beginning of the rhythm, we do not have to count the note value of every individual note, but we have to add up those values to the total number of beats in every bar. So if we have, say, two half notes, instead of counting 1, 2 for the first one and another 1, 2 for the second one, the time signature tells us it's 4, so count to 4. So we will count the two half notes in a 4/4 time signature as 1, 2, 3, 4. The first one is 1, 2, yes, of course that's the first beat and the second beat, and the second one forms the third beat and the fourth beat of that whole measure. Having our 4/4 time signature at the beginning, the first bar will count 1, 2, 3, 4. Second bar will count 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the last note is 1, 2, 3, 4. Clapping this will sound as follows: 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's only the counting that changes, but the rhythm remains the same. Another thing to remember is that your counting may not affect the rhythm of the music. So if someone counts 1, 2, 1, 2, meaning it's 4 beats, and someone else counts 1, 2, 3, 4, the rhythmic pattern remains the same. But it's always good to train yourself to count the total number of beats in a bar instead of counting the value of each individual notes in that bar. Let's have a few more examples. We may have a question asking us to add bar lines in the following rhythms. Rhythm 1. The time signature is 4/4 and the notes are as given. So we have to add the bar lines based on the given time signature. So it's 2 beats in each bar, 2 quarter notes in every bar. Simple. We count 2, we add a bar line. 1, 2, bar line. 1, 2, bar line. 1, 2, and bar line. 1, 2, bar line. 1, 2, bar line. 1, 2. Remember, we have to have double bar lines. We can also try to clap and count that rhythm. 1, start. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Next. Now the time signature is 3/4. 3 quarter notes in every bar. We count 3 quarter notes, we add a bar line. Simple. 1, 2, 3, bar line. 1, 2, 3, bar line. 1, 2, and 3, bar line. 1, 2, 3, bar line and a dotted note, which we had seen not long ago. 1, 2, 3, double bar lines. Clapping that. 1, start. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's end here today. I hope you've enjoyed and learned something from the video. Don't forget to like, also comment, share, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more videos like this. Until next time, bye bye.